From Zoom, and our Zoom check earlier went well.
All right, excellent. So this is a meeting of the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee of Green Mountain Falls on January 29th, Monday. It's 6:02 p.m. Just do a quick roll call. We've got Lisa, Lori, Kelly, and Paul by Zoom. We have Carolyn, our recording secretary, present. And I think I see Ann Esch as well. And the mayor is here with us with Bo. All right. So could you scroll up just a tad there? All right. So did we determine we don't need to make any additions like yeah, okay. All right. So does anybody have any additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda as it stands? None? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept our agenda? Second. Thank you. That was Lisa that seconded Carolyn. All in favor? Aye.
I am.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Agenda accepted. Moving on. Persons present not on the agenda, 3 minutes per speaker. We have the mayor is here and wants to talk with us and tell us about some legislative activity that's going on.
So Todd Dixon, 11045 Iona Avenue. Many of you know I'm on a couple legislative committees, and there is a bill I'd like to call to your attention. It is House Bill 24-1006. It's Assist Rural Community Wildfire-Related Grant Applications. And the bill directs the Rural Opportunity Office and the Colorado Office of Economic Development to assist rural communities with identifying and applying, keyword, for state or federal grants for wildfire mitigation, prevention, response, or risk management efforts. I personally intend to support the bill. I will be asking the board next week if they want to add town of Green Mountain Falls to my testimony. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to just do testimony, either written, remote, or in person at this time. Kind of depends on what else is going on. But I did want you to call that attention, call that bill to your attention. And if you get a chance, read it. If you support it, I'd encourage you to actually go online. You can actually write in your support and or comments. It's scheduled for committee on February 8th. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you bringing us up to speed on that. So will there be an announcement then on when this program is becomes official? And
the legislative process is can be very lengthy. If there are fiscal notes, it has to go to appropriations, and what they do is they usually stack up a lot of the appropriations bills and then go through them all at once. And then it's got to go to the floor for voting on both Senate and House, and it has to be signed by the governor. It would probably be, my guess, maybe more along the lines of something in 2025. But that's just my guess right now. But yeah, the bill would hopefully provide assistance for applying for some of these grants. That's the thing that really gets my attention, is assistance with applying. Because that seems, you're looking at, between Bo, myself, and Becky, that's pretty much the three people who are doing the, big portion of the grant work. So yeah, it could help. It could help a lot.
okay.
Anything where they're helping rural communities with applying for the money that's available generally gets my support.
Yeah. Okay.
And Todd, how do we read that bill? Will you link it on your mayor page or do you just want to?
Hang on a minute. Let me just get to it.
Would you just type in House Bill
You gotta-
24-1006?
you got to go to the Colorado General Assembly website. And it'll have bill number, and you type in House Bill 24-1006. And you might have to hit apply a couple times. Yes, you do have to hit apply a couple times. Then down below, it'll come up with a link to the actual bill itself. And you can, once you get to the bill itself, it'll have areas for the bill text. It'll have a summary. Then down below, it'll have a link to the PDF for the current bill text. Also have upcoming schedule where I said it's February 8th. That's in the Agriculture, Water, and Natural Resources Committee. But if you'd like to comment, you need to go to public testimony options under the committee's sub-tab up at the top. So there's Colorado General Assembly, there's a committee's tab, so to speak. You go to that and you go to public testimony options, then you can get in and actually testify. So, and there's different ways. I think you can do written, remote, and in person.
Okay, any other questions for Mayor Todd? Thanks again.
Yes.
Did you have something, Lisa?
No,
Okay.
yes, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Todd.
House,
Okay.
Colorado.
All right. We also have Carolyn Bowers that has asked for some time to speak. So Carolyn?
Good evening, everybody. First of all, just a couple of quick questions. Was Lori, was she sworn in, or did she have to be sworn into the committee?
She was.
She was. Oh, how did I miss it? When was that? I must have missed that. Was that at the board meeting?
It was FMAC's early December meeting, approved, and it went on to BOT, I believe in their last meeting of 2023. I thought it was with the other committee appointments. Same meeting?
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. I just was curious. And the other thing is who made the motion on number 3 to adopt the motion? Lisa seconded, but I didn't get the name of who made the motion.
I did, Kelly.
Kelly. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, what I'm talking about tonight is very briefly is, as you know, I did some work on the Rubicon flyer, and I told David this. One thing that just really kind of bugs me is the fact that we're asking people to come to a meeting at 6 o'clock at night, which is prime dinner time. And we're offering them just pie, which is wonderful, but it's just, we're just offering them pie. And I'm just wondering if it would help if maybe attract people if y'all considered serving food. I was in touch with Mayor Todd's wife, Nancy, about this, and she suggested, well, she suggested that maybe we could do people could bring pots of soup. She even volunteered to bring a pot of soup to serve. And my original idea had been food trucks, but I think that would be too great of an expense for the committee to want to pay for. And my other suggestion was pizza from Blue Moose. So that's what's on the table. I just wanted to, since you'll be discussing the flyer tonight, I just wanted to bring up the suggestion that that if we were to, it might help the turnout if we offered some kind of food for the people. In fact, I think if we're going to hold it at 6 o'clock, other meetings at 6 o'clock, I think you better put in the budget for food, because Otherwise, I think it's a great burden for people to have to, disrupt their dinner hour. So that's all.
Thank you, Carolyn. Appreciate your input there, and we will be taking up the issue of food later in the agenda tonight. Do we have anyone else that maybe is in Zoom land that wanted to say anything? None? Okay, let's move on then to item 4, the consent agenda, and that is the minutes from our last meeting, the December 18th meeting. Everyone hopefully has reviewed that before coming, and if you have any changes, additions, deletions, now would be the time to bring them up. If there are none, then I would like a motion to approve these minutes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Lisa Heisinger has made a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Kelly Green has seconded. All in favor? Aye.
I,
Kelly Hunter, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of your email. Yes, Kelly Hunter. What? Yeah. That always throws me off. Okay, let's see here. Item 5 now, old business. Item A, education program update. And of course, we spent a lot of time in our last meeting on that, which was, when we really dedicated ourselves to the Team Rubicon program on February 21st. We talked about a number of other issues or opportunities, I should say, for education of the community. We talked about Greenbox in particular, and having some sort of presence at Greenbox. We talked about Bronc Day, and of course Chipper Days. So have you got any further work that you want to report in on tonight, Kelly or Lisa?
yeah, I thought if we could get Team Rubicon kicked off and we can regroup after that for the next event. Oh, if we could get our Team Rubicon event squared away and then work on that after that.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. I will give a little bit of update. I did talk to Jesse today about Greenbox, and we are going to do 2 hikes. We'll do one probably on July 4th and a second one on July 6th or 7th. Jesse's going to check the calendar. We will not do the Mayor's Forum this year as we have done in years past. So we'll do sort of well, the first hike will be on Wallace Reserve, and we'll meet at Mountain Crossing to start that hike up into Wallace Reserve. And then the second hike will be to look at a private property remediation to show people what a fully remediated home, private property looks like, and it will be my home because we have completed our projects, and we want to use that as an ability to talk about a home that is properly remediated from a fire mitigation standpoint. And that was all done with CUSP. So the thing about going to our house is it would require a hike up Hondo, and some people might not want to participate because of that. So what we're going to look at is, kind of putting together a group of people to drive up and parking available.
That's good.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's further down. Okay. So that's my only update as far as education. So let's move to Team Rubicon on the 221 presentation by David Larrabee. We have a flyer, Carolyn and Kelly. There's been a lot of input and back and forth, and I think we have it final now, don't we, Carolyn? You're you're muted.
We'd have to,
There you There you go. We can hear you now.
okay, well, if you all are gonna change and offer food, we would have to change that to make that point. The other thing that I forgot to mention in my comments is that, I don't think town hall is set up, well, first of all, I don't even know if they allow food in the building. Or if it's, I don't think it's set up for, for soup. And I'd hate to I'd hate to have Kelly have to go back to Darlene Avery and see if that, so I'm just saying that that's a problem, but the flyer would have to be changed in order to, make if you decide that you're going to offer food as well.
Okay, so but other than that, it's ready, it's final.
Yeah.
Okay,
And was there some debate if it was 6 or 6:30?
we wound up going with 6 because we presented the agenda to David Larrabee, and he approved it, and we just decided to stay with 6.
Okay.
Carol has a point though about soup being kind of messy here.
Yeah, and we're going to discuss that in this, at this point in the agenda. One idea that Carolyn mentioned was having pizza from Blue Moose. And since there is a cost involved, obviously there, I did check with Becky through Bo. And we have, as y'all may recall, we have had donations specifically to the Fire Mitigation Advisory Committee in the past couple of years at Bronc Day. So we have, I think, we'll just call it approximately $200. And so Becky said that we could use those funds, which I think is a good use of those funds. It's public outreach, which is what we're here for. And I can't imagine, but pizza, what, $25, something like that? Yeah, but I like to support our local vendors.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And I think it would be a goodwill sort of thing with Blue Moose.
Mhm.
So let's just assume they're $25 a piece. If you got 9 pizzas, you're at about $200. And pizza is easy to handle. We've had pizza in this room before in other meetings. So I don't think that's a problem, is it? Okay, all right. But I do agree with Carolyn that it makes a lot of sense since we're having the meeting at 6. If we want to really get people out, I think this might be a pretty good draw, is to let people know that we're serving pizza and pie. That pie is the big draw. First of all, let's any discussion on that? I sort of said my piece.
Yeah. When I'm counting, how many people do you think this room can handle?
We could probably handle 30. We could probably handle 30 fairly easily.
30? Okay.
We're gonna have that. We may have that many here tomorrow night
Oh,
for the
okay.
all-board training.
So is 30 and guess about how many people will come?
Gosh, I never know how to
Yeah.
guess who might show. I know a lot of the people who were the Red Cross participants.
Yeah.
A lot of them have said they can't come
Right.
because of their personal limitations. And some have said they would prefer to attend by Zoom. But now if they find out we're having pizza, that may change their mind.
Right?
Have, when we did,
And pie.
the thing that, did that have 30 people when we did the, mitigation meeting down at Church and Well?
Yeah, I would say about 30. And I think we'd be a great turnout if we had 30 people here. That would be a fantastic turnout.
Okay.
That would be almost unheard of, wouldn't it, wouldn't it, Mayor? That's the one Kelly was talking about over at Church of the Wildwood, that we're thinking it was around 30. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so, other discussion, regarding food.
What would we have for drinks? What would we offer for drinks? Water,
Water,
bottled water?
yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to put that into the cost of,
Yeah.
of that.
We could also, if you wanted to get
Go.
K-cups, we have a K-cup machine in here too.
A
For
what?
coffee, K-cup
Oh,
coffee machine.
coffee.
If you wanted to get K-cups, we could do some K-cups and coffees, and you'll need cups, obviously, but
I'm going to Costco tomorrow if you want me to pick stuff up.
okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Would
Okay.
we just set it up outside in the hallway there,
Mhm.
or right in
Maybe
here?
just a seed case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had food in
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, okay.
Paul, any comments from you?
I think food is a terrific idea. And so, yes, if we can make it work and it sounds like we have the money to do it, I'm all for it.
All right, good. Well, and unless there's another comment somebody wants to make, I say let's put the food to a vote.
I was just gonna, for the newsletter, I was gonna try to get enough text description to put into the newsletter. I may not be able to put the flyer with our new ADA stuff, so I'm just initially thinking about just doing text. So-
What we'll do is we'll send you the flyer that as soon as we amend it to include food,
Okay,
we'll send you that flyer because it's a fairly simple. I mean, there's not a lot of verbiage,
yeah.
but it's,
I was
it's
just
very
mainly
informative.
looking for purpose, I think is to get residential owners kind of introduced to Team Rubicon and maybe introduce them to some of the opportunities. And so I need to I'll probably wordsmith that in a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I can,
But yeah, if I could get that as soon as possible, I'd help.
yeah, as soon as we amend it, we'll send it right to you. All right.
I think the only other thing that occurs to me is to ask Paul if he would send this. Sorry. Paul, when Carolyn has this flyer finished, would you be able to send this to the schools also to get that advertisement out?
Do you mean as
Like-
part of the monthly tip or separately?
Maybe separate? Because you already have the monthly tip, right?
Well, we do have a monthly tip. We could attach the flyer to the monthly tip,
Oh, that'd be great.
and get it out that way. The schools are on our monthly tip distribution list, and so they'd receive it in that way.
Perfect.
Okay, let's call a vote on the food issue. Do I have a motion to, and let's be specific, do we want to go with the idea of pizza?
Yes.
Okay, so
Pizza means.
I'll make the motion that in our upcoming Team Rubicon presentation, we will provide food from funds dedicated to fire mitigation advisory committees, dedicated funds. And the food will be pizza and pie provided by Lisa and water. And so we're going to try to keep the cost at about 200 roughly. And if we need to go over and we don't have it, I'll pitch in or something. we'll make sure it's covered.
Okay. Sounds good.
But I'm thinking, I got off my motion here. So the motion is we serve pizza, pie, water, at the, Team Rubicon presentation on the 21st.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
I,
All right, excellent. So the next thing we need to do is start thinking about publicity, and how we're going to get, what are the channels of distribution to get the word out? Because the importance here is what we're trying to do is, as Mayor just said a few minutes ago, we're trying to get some education. We're trying to let people know what resources are available in the area to help them. We can't say it's free to everyone because Team Rubicon has been clear that their volunteer work at no cost is really more to help people who don't have the financial or physical capability. And so they want to limit it to that. But we do want people to know that Team Rubicon is also available and for hire. And it would be easy to utilize the CUSP matching funds 60/40, and have Team Rubicon come in and do the work. So, there are a lot of opportunities, and that's really what I see this public forum as being, is really telling people what are the opportunities. And a lot of people, I think, have questions about, well, what is fire mitigation? And does that mean you're going to cut all my trees? And I think just having this presentation from somebody who's really active would be great to answer questions and really educate the public. So even though we're limiting this to only 20 people, by Team Rubicon's request, because of the limitation of their resources, I'm looking down the road at the next time we do this, and there will be a next time, and just give people some education. We currently have 11 people that have signed up out of 20, out of the 20 that we have spaces for. And those 11 people are all out of the Red Cross program last summer, who did not get served by Team Rubicon under that program. So right now we have 9 slots left, and we really need to get the word out so that we could get those other 9 people signed up. So we've talked a lot about the channels of distribution of media, newspaper ads, or if we get 2 of our 2 reporters that are always with us, something in their respective newspapers. Paul's going to use the database that we've got to mail out. Let's see here. The mayor is going to put it in his newsletter, which he does monthly, and I guess that's coming out here in another week or so, huh? Yeah. Okay. And then, if we can get some flyers printed and posted at the post office and various places around town, and just try to get as much a word out as we can, by all means. And I think you were on the path to getting printed materials about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I had them.
I know. So are you going to do that this time? Is get those?
Well, I'll get it from Carolyn.
Yeah.
My printers.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we can print them here though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay. All right. And so do we have anybody else that can help get stuff distributed?
David? May I, in early February, I forget the date, but it's on a weekend. I think the Parks, Recreation and Trails is sponsoring this day at the lake where they're going, I think it's for 4 hours where they're gonna be ice fishing and broom hockey and ice skating and stuff like that. And again, Nancy Dixon, who's on the PRT committee, said that we could publicize, y'all could publicize that event there as well. I wouldn't suggest distributing flyers. But I think that if there was some way of getting a sign or for some reason, I keep thinking of a guy skating around the lake with a sandwich sign or something. But if the committee might want to try that, I don't know, but we have the go ahead to publicize at that event if we want to. I just don't think we should have flyers.
Okay, what would be your idea on publicizing if we're not going to use flyers at that event?
A big sign, some
Ah.
strategically placed sign, or somebody skating around the lake with a sandwich board.
Okay.
Flyers, I'm just afraid are gonna get on the ice. Not good.
Okay.
One of the things I had thought of was we could have a flyer down there that people can just take a picture of with their phone.
Yeah, could do that. What kind of sign are you thinking of, Carolyn?
Well, something that's, well, I was thinking also of something with a QR code on it, since we seem to be using those a lot now. It could be just a blow up of the flyer. That would be the easiest thing to do. And
Yeah.
I'd be happy to, I told Nancy, I said, well, I'll have to call on Jesse for some tips on where to get this thing blown up and everything, but, and depending on the cost, but I guess that's what I was thinking of, was having something big. And,
So are you going to take that task on?
yeah, I can take it on.
Okay. Sounds like you have thought it out pretty well.
Okay.
Thank you. But I think that's a great idea, is to use every channel we can of getting the word out.
If we did like a half size, like postcard size of the flyer and just handed it out, like if I went to the post office on a Saturday and handed those out, are you trying to get away from paper or?
My only I did not want to take flyers down by the lake where people are going to be skating and have flyers on the lake. That's all.
Literally.
But, we could get flyers printed and just, if you want to go to the post office and hand them out, that'd be great.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So we've got publicity. Who's going to handle getting in touch with Rick and what's her name? The other reporter. What's our other reporter in town?
Pat Hill.
Pat, sorry, yeah. Pat and Rick, Carolyn, can you see if you can get them to run a story on it?
I think what I better do is try to, God, I hate this. I could draft a press release. I might want to send it out under your name though. You as the David's name is on the contact for the flyer.
Yeah.
So I think that I could draft something up for you to send out. How's
Oh,
that?
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
And there's another Judith Piazza is reports now for the Pikes Peak something or other.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. So
Hmm.
I can call her I think she's out of town right now, but maybe she could do something remotely. I have one more idea. Was talking to Chief Murphy about if he had any idea of who might need those extra slots. And he said to forward him the brochure and he could kind of put in his head about maybe shut-ins or other folks that might.
Yeah, I
need
think
some
that's a
help.
great idea as
So-
well. Sorry. I think that's a great idea as well, because, you know, there's nothing better than that personal knowledge of someone who really needs the help.
Yeah.
And a
right.
lot of times, those are the very people who really don't have access even to the information channels. You know, they don't have email, or they don't, you know, not computer literate necessary. They're not looking at it all the time. They're not out and about. So if we could get personal referrals into the program, I think that would be, and it may make people feel a little less uncomfortable to come forward and say, you know, yeah,
I can check with Teller Senior Coalition too and see if they've got people down here.
okay. All right. And I don't mind getting the word out. You know, if we could get 9 more Green Mountain Falls residents, that would be perfect. But I really would like to put this out to where we actually get people from Chipeta that come to the presentation so they can learn this. Even if they can't sign up, maybe we're already full, but even so, it'd be great if we had the larger community interest. Because they are part of the fire district. Yes, sir.
For these additional 9 slots, are there instructions on how people may sign up?
They can call me
Call you. Okay.
or email me or whatever. I'll make sure I've been kind of keeping the list up to this point. Yeah.
And I guess the other idea would to get it to Heidi Blasey about the Church of the Wildwood newsletter.
Yeah, that's another great venue. Okay, we're on a tight timeline with this because, you know, we're literally 3 weeks away. So let's get the machine rolling here. Get the word out.
So Kelly, when Carolyn gives the flyer to you and you're gonna print them off, I can help with that if you need me to, and then I can take some and then disperse them too. So,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Perfect.
Actually, my plan was, I guess since, I don't know, does it, are we gonna violate anything, any sunshine if I send it to everybody? I was just gonna send it to David because he's usually the one that distributes.
I don't think there's a sunshine law violation. I mean, we're basically, everything about this has been public, including developing this brochure. So now we actually have the brochure. And so I think it's okay to send it out to the entire committee without
Okay.
violating any sunshine laws.
Good. Okay, so I could send it to the entire committee, but Lori and Kelly will be the ones who will be in charge of getting it printed up.
Well, yeah, getting it printed. And Lisa said she would like to get some so she could hand them out at the post office.
Well, they can give those copies to her, right?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
she can print it herself, I guess, whatever.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, I'll have that done tomorrow for you guys.
Okay. One other thing we didn't talk about on the food is who's going to be responsible for placing the order and making sure it gets here. Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Would you coordinate with Becky or Bo?
Yeah.
On how to handle the payment side of things?
Mhm.
And
And
just,
get it
Yeah.
here that evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I also pick up paper plates and napkins when I get the water?
Does the town have any,
paper plates.
do you guys have any paper plates or anything in
I'm
the
picking up a
town?
case of water from Costco. Should I get paper plates and napkins?
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what's back there in the story. I don't remember.
So I hate to kind of circle back to this, but if we think we're going to have 30 people, would 9 pizzas, that should kind of do it, I would think. I mean, people aren't
So-
gonna,
Yeah, so we do single, cheese, pepperoni, sausage, the basic
yeah, just get a variety.
variety. So, okay, 2 of each and then
Yeah.
2 for cheese.
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni, sausage,
Yeah,
so 2, 4, 6. Veggie. Okay. So then that's 2, 4, 6, 7. So we need 2
2 more. I bet you could figure it out.
Okay. Do you like pepperoni? Sausage.
Do they have a vegetarian? I know cheese is vegetarian, I guess, but I just wondered if vegetarian. would be
I
one of
think they do. I do think they have one at the Blue Moose.
See if you can get them to give us a discount.
Definitely. Okay.
Community,
Community deal. Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you can.
I'll work.
All right.
Um,
Okay, any other comment regarding the upcoming Team Rubicon presentation and publicity and food?
I just want to say that when I was doing the minutes, I went over the video of the meeting last month, and I was very impressed by Dave Larrabee. It's Larrabee or whatever. His style and his presentation. I think that he's going to be a very good person to have, and
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of credibility.
mhm, yeah. And I told him, and this will be a chance for, I put this in the flyer that this is a chance. I have a feeling that there are a lot of people up there in those hills who would love to volunteer and do things. And Team Rubicon does have it would give them an opportunity. This would be an opportunity for them to learn more about Team Rubicon and how they can volunteer and be part of it.
Yeah, that's a great thought. And there are a number of people in town who have approached me about volunteering to help people. We just haven't been able to come up with how to get that done so that we cover the liability issues appropriately. But if they did it as part of the Team Rubicon program, that issue sort of goes away for us. So
Yeah.
Great
I
idea.
mean, Rubicon trains their volunteers to do stuff. I mean, it sounds just great on paper, at least.
They have a reality show on TV about Team Rubicon.
really, oh,
So we're famous? That they're good?
Could be.
all right. Anything else? Not, we will move to the monthly tip, which Paul sent. Did you send it to everybody, Paul, or just to me today?
David, I think it's just to you, but I have it on my screen too, if you want me to project it, or if
Yes.
you have,
Would you please project that?
sure,
Would you share screen, Todd?
Yeah, the host has to enable screen sharing. Should be a shield. Still not enabled. Nope, there should be a screen, a shield in the lower left-hand corner of the host's screen
It
that,
says share screen,
right,
green, right there.
no, not that share screen upward green arrow button just lets you share your screen. To enable others to share their screen, you've got to click
Hey.
that and it gives a number of checkbox permissions, and one of them is allow
Okay.
participants. to share
Oh,
screen.
I stopped sharing. Can you
Yeah,
share?
that won't do it.
It won't do it.
No,
Go back to share screen, that button.
no, the
Right.
share screen button does not do it.
What,
said multiple.
It said multiple.
there's a little thing to check to say multiple. There you go. Check that right there. Multiple. Yep. Yeah, check that. Now, have you got it?
Yes. Okay,
All right.
should be the PDF document. Got it. Okay. All right, this is from Angie, and as we just came out of a pretty severe cold snap, I thought it might be a good time to remind folks to check their furnaces. So this has safety tips around furnaces. Some of the information is hyperlinked, so if residents want to do a deep dive on more, like what does it mean to bleed your furnace, then these hyperlinks will take you to a bit more detail. Or if not, just those 8 steps alone, from checking your batteries to scheduling inspections and airflows. And then, as always, there's the link to the GMF fire mitigation database. And that's it.
Any thoughts from anyone?
I have a couple. Sorry.
Yes?
May I ask?
Yeah.
Paul, what is Angie?
Angie is the source. Angie is a home improvement company.
Is that Angie's List?
It used to be called Angie's List. Now it's
Oh, it's just Angie now. Okay.
All right. First, second of all, because we post this on Facebook, if I was to post on this on Facebook, it would be in teeny tiny print that nobody could read. Would it be okay if what I could do, what I might do is, would it be okay, do you think, to put everything in that's in boldface here, but have a link to this thing so they could press the link and find the document? Would
Yeah.
that be all right?
Yes, I'd be happy to do that, Carolyn. And when I send you the Word document, I will edit this down to only the 8 steps with none of the other text. And I'll include the link as well. So that way that should allow you to get it on Facebook.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, great idea.
So any other discussion on this? Questions? Do I have a motion to accept this as our tip of the month? Kelly made a motion. Lori seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, Paul. So are you going to send out the flyer as well on the Team Rubicon meeting with this?
Yes, my thought is just to make it an additional attachment, and then in the body of the email to say, in addition to the tip of the month, we'd also like to make you aware of this Team Rubicon meeting. The enclosed flyer is attached, and that way everyone on our distro list will get both.
Okay, sounds good. Thank
So
you.
please keep me in the loop on whatever the final product is. I don't want to send out anything before it's
Carolyn has the control over the final product at this point. So she's going to amend it to include food. And then we'll have it final, right, Carolyn? Okay,
Yes, it'll be ready tomorrow. And since Paul's a member of the committee, he'll be getting his own electronic copy.
perfect.
All right,
Thank you.
Carolyn, super. Thank you.
Okay, can we go back to our agenda? There we go. Paul, has there been any, have we added anybody to our database?
Unfortunately, no, David, we are still holding steady at 73.
And we need to
But-
really start,
and
getting people to, when we have an event, say like the upcoming event that PRT is having, or that we're going to have later in February, is to really encourage people to sign up to be on our database so that they can get information from us on a regular basis.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, any movement on formation of volunteer groups, block captains, and volunteer database?
Well, we've already addressed the database and no new block captains. And again, without an event or a, kind of a corresponding recruiting drive. Yeah, I think that's where those folks will come from. But otherwise, no.
Lori, for your benefit, we came up with this idea of block captains because we find that so often it's better if we could talk to people who know each other. In other words, you've got somebody on a particular street that if we wanted to get the word out about something, or we wanted to encourage somebody to participate in something, it's better to hear it from your neighbor, somebody you know, than reading it somewhere or just hear about it. You're more receptive. So we came up with this idea for block captains, but it's been a tough deal to get people to sign up. We went so far as to develop a job description for block captains so that we could say, here's what you'd have to do and all that sort of thing. So we have not gotten it off the ground. We have one block captain for the whole town. Who is our block captain that signed up?
Ed Johnston.
Ed Johnson, yeah. So,
Like a good concept and an idea. So,
Just getting people
Yeah,
signed up is
just-
the interesting
yeah.
part.
yeah. That's where, we just really have to do some outreach and help people understand why we need that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think with our events that we're doing, maybe even, would it be possible that evening with Team Rumacon to make an announcement? In the room?
I think
about
that's a
this
great idea.
Opportunity to be
Mhm.
block captain
And we could have those job descriptions printed to hand out, and we could even have the little QR code that takes them to our site.
Right.
On that document.
We could send
Yeah,
free pizza
so-
to anybody
Ooh,
who's a block captain.
Yeah. So, yeah.
okay. That's a good,
So
that's a
I
great idea.
think, just the more things that we do, the more opportunities we will have to,
Mhm.
explain what that is,
Mhm.
get people more involved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about it right now. I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
But even like Green Box this summer.
Oh, yeah.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful idea. So
All right.
that job description is written.
Yep. Paul, you have it, don't you? The job description.
No, if you recall, we revised, I developed an initial draft, but we revised it, scaled it back pretty significantly. So I don't know, I think, didn't John and Lisa, did you work on the final version?
Yeah, I can look back in my emails and see where the final one.
Are you saying we never approved a final version, Paul?
No, I'm saying that I developed the initial version and those are the
Oh,
visions I
and-
have.
Yeah,
I
And
think
yeah,
we did
John and
approve it.
Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we did vote on it.
I thought we did.
Yeah.
Can you
So-
look in your records
Yeah.
and see if you can find that final version?
Yeah, and then I'll just print them out for that day.
Should be on I mean, if we had it as an attachment to our agenda, it would be in the minutes. It would be on the town website as part of
Okay,
the minutes of our meeting. But that's a hard search. You got to know when you did it.
yes, okay.
If
Okay.
you don't know what
I'm-
month you did that in.
My emails would tell me. so,
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Side- but Is it possible to get this back to where it was when we saw everybody online instead of
Mm.
that, I like seeing faces.
Um,
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to keep circling back to the Team Rubicon brochure, but is that all set with a Zoom link or Zoom, advertise for Zoom?
Yeah, thank you. Good point. Do we want to add the Zoom link onto that brochure?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Okay, Carolyn, I have the Zoom link and I will send it to you.
Oh, good. Great. Yeah. We have Team Rubicon's website on it, so people can look at that, if they want to become more acquainted with it. But yeah, the Zoom link, definitely. I didn't know it was going to be Zoom, so good.
Yeah, we are going to have a Zoom. That's why we changed the venue from the church to here, because there was some confusion about whether or not, from a technology standpoint, the church could accomplish what we wanted to.
Great.
I think move it to just share that one person instead of. I would just go back to the green, that little green thing down there.
Yeah.
Okay, and go,
Yeah, but then go to the arrow,
right, go to the one arrow thing.
the little up arrow on the green screen thing
Yeah.
on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and change that.
and then you go back to one.
Yeah, click out of that. Well, you click on your screen over there. You can't do that on the upper left corner. There you go. Okay. Okay. So I think my action item is to send Carolyn the Zoom link to add to the brochure, the flyer. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up. All right. And Lisa, you're going to find the block captain description.
Yes.
Okay.
Got
All right, moving to new business, item 6A, first responder appreciation event. Lisa, I'm going to let you talk about that. I think Kelly and you have mentioned this in previous meetings and it's come up again. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's you or Kelly or
um,
both of you that.
I can take this. So we was thinking, and I've talked to Chief Murphy and Lauren Bishop, one of the 9 volunteers that they have there, and just trying to build community and get us all on the same page, working together. Thought it would be neat to have just an appreciation event, and maybe there's some education they could do along with it at that event. So I talked to Chief Murphy and he's all up for it. So he said we should just pick a date. He has 9 volunteers and he said that's how he's done things, by just, here's the date, come if you can. So he doesn't, so I guess we just obviously need him there. And then, so if we could maybe pick a few dates to get that going. I don't know. I just thought it would be another community event to celebrate the people that take care of us in that way. So,
Would it be here? Would it be at the fire station? Would it be at the, I mean, I think it'd be cool to do it at
What's
the
that?
fire station.
oh yeah, that.
I
would
mean, I
be-
think that'd be way cool.
Yeah, I hadn't thought.
That's
of
where we
that.
had the Mile High Youth appreciation
Oh, really?
for some of their stuff.
Okay.
there.
Okay.
That might get more people to
Yeah, I
come
think-
if they had a chance to
yeah.
see that facility. I've never been in it. And I've
Yeah.
heard it's really nice.
is.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
we should consider when also. Because
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
guess
if it's in the summer, then we include our summer residents also.
Good point. Good point. I think this needs to be part of the education calendar. I mean,
Yes.
because we're calling it education, but really what we're trying to do is do community
Mhm.
outreach
Mhm.
and connect with people.
Mhm.
Right,
And I see this as clearly that.
right.
And
yeah.
I think summer
Mhm.
would be a good time to do that when we do have more people in town.
Mhm.
Terrific.
Yeah.
And maybe we I don't know if that could be like a potluck or another $200 where we splurge for some food. I don't know, but we could think about that. But yeah, time frame wise, that's our big question that we could, and so we have, if we were, would we want to do it in May? He said pretty much any time. He doesn't have a, if
You're-
we're thinking summer residents.
Well, you're not gonna have all the summer residents here until June,
Right,
and you're gonna have most of them here in July.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's probably the peak, don't you think?
I agree.
Mayor?
Right. Do
So-
we, are there conflicts with doing something close to our other education events or is not really?
Well, you know, I think you have to make hay when the sun shines. And that- in this case, it's getting as many bodies
People
involved
here.
as possible.
Yeah,
So, you know, we're gonna have 2 hikes. You're not gonna get a lot of people to sign up for hikes.
Mhm.
You're just not,
yeah,
you know, it
Okay.
might be 8 or 10 per hike.
right,
So that's a very limited audience.
yeah.
You know,
Maybe-
having this event would be another way for people to learn more about fire mitigation
Yeah,
as part of this. So you might get more people there for that who don't want to go on a hike. I
What about,
really don't see a problem with having a lot of, I mean, we're gonna
Yeah.
have Bronc Day at the end of July.
that's
Right.
what I was thinking. It might, maybe if we partnered with that, because the fire department is so involved with that also. That
Yeah.
would be a good time to do it.
I think that's a discussion to have with Chief Murphy as to whether or not that's a pretty busy day, yeah. That might be
Well,
jamming
that's
too
true.
much
That
stuff
might put it
together.
Over
Yeah.
the top for them.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a call thinking July is
Yeah,
best.
Yeah.
Okay,
Could it be
Yeah.
during Green Box?
yeah, I would,
Could it-
I don't know.
you really have to coordinate when, you know, there's so much going on with Green Box. I think we owe it to them as a courtesy to coordinate it. If we
Right.
wanted to do it during Green Box, you kind of, they always have, I think they take Monday off as no events during Green Box.
Mhm.
But every other day
Right.
there's something.
So would this be during the week? It just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They do their meetings on Thursday, so it would not be on a
Thank you.
Thursday.
Okay.
I don't think, because
But
that's.
if you
when-
want the most participation, it might be better on a weekend when people are off work.
Mhm.
Or even an evening,
So we're having,
early evening.
we're far enough out that we've got some time to really plan this.
Mhm.
And we need to get some dates on the calendar. And-
Charles Chief Murphy.
Okay.
Was it an evening? Is it during the day, like on Saturday or Sunday? See what he said.
Bring it on and then.
Right.
To be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big thing too.
For you, but
You're hosting. Yeah. So.
Well, explain to them
Yeah.
that it'd be a big draw,
Yeah.
you know, for people to come. It'd be a chance for them to show off their stuff. And you know, they really are proud of their stuff.
It's a great fire.
We'll bring the
Yeah.
food. We'll bring
Yeah.
the food and.
You know, and part of the draw could be, you know, for kids like climbing on the fire trucks and getting their pictures taken and things like that. Lots of
Mhm.
things we can do with that to draw people.
So let's get a date and then start filling in what does it look like?
It's there to be Saturday date.
Yeah.
Midday.
Right.
Again, I don't know what kind of restrictions or what kind of, maybe they don't want kids climbing on the fire engines. I don't know. You just need to kind of talk with them a little bit about that, and that helps define what day of the week and all that.
I think they're okay with it. I brought my little guys up there. I talked to Steve and they were so stoked to be able to sit behind the wheel
I'll
of the
bet.
fire
Yeah,
engine. But
Yeah.
you know, and as long as there's somebody with them.
yeah.
Kind of like that touch a truck day.
Well, I mean, for people who have little kids, if you put the word out that we're gonna have this appreciation day and the kids get to climb on the fire truck, you'll have a big turnout.
I think so.
Sounds sad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, good. Thank you, Lisa and Kelly, for y'all's idea on that. All right, chipper program. We had to come up with, Chief Murphy contacted me recently and said, hey, Teller County has told me that they're setting the dates right now and I need a date. So I made a unilateral decision and I kind of kept it within the sort of same date period that we did this past summer. And so we picked June 29th and 30th and September 28th and 29th. What that really does by moving it sort of to the end of the June instead of the early June like we did this past summer is it gives the summer residents a chance to get here
Mhm.
and have some slash and stuff. Whereas if you do it the 1st of June, they're just getting in town. They're not doing anything. And then I find we've had more people participate in a larger volume of chipping that last weekend in September because people have spent the whole summer doing whatever they're doing and they're getting ready to sort of shut it down for the fall with winter approaching. And we have a lot of participation. So those are, I think, 2 good dates.
Mm.
So those are the dates that are now locked in Teller County. Yes, sir. I have not. Pine Needle Roundup. Is that something she's actively working on right now, or it's an idea? Ah, okay. Okay. All right.
How successful the last ones.
I've never been involved in a pine needle roundup in the past, so apparently it hadn't happened in a long time.
I don't even.
Really? Okay.
I think it was basically, I suspect it probably got from that.
All the way up.
We have a lot of pine needles here.
Mm.
I got you.
But you might approach it with
Hmm.
Did the pine needles go in a dumpster?
Yeah.
We got a dumpster down.
Heck, I'd take some pine needles at
Huh.
my house.
Yeah.
You
Huh.
want pine needles?
Yeah, I mean, they're great for
They're good
erosion
for
control.
Erosion control.
Yeah.
We always dump ours like that.
Yep. It's like putting hay out.
Yeah.
You know.
You learned something. Yeah, I do.
Okay, thanks. I'll get with Becky. All right. Finally, all boards training is tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon.
Afternoon?
It's 6, right?
Yes,
6
it's 6
o'clock?
o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock, but they're gonna do we got 4 candidates. We're gonna draw names at 5:30. For how the names appear on the ballot.
Oh,
So,
so the training is at 6. Okay,
So we should be here at 6, not 5:30.
5:30 is it, unless you want to watch the names getting drawn out of the hat for, how they actually appear on the ballot. It's like,
is it gonna be on Zoom as well?
I think it might. I'd have to double check with Becky. I thought she mentioned it was going to be on Zoom as well.
Because I'm gonna be in Denver tomorrow night.
Okay.
And so if I'm gonna attend, I need to attend by Zoom.
Okay, yeah, that's just then drawing the names out of the hat. I was thinking that we might Zoom the training as well, because if people aren't available, then
Yeah.
we can video it and they can go back and watch it at a later time.
Yeah.
Let me text Becky and make sure.
Okay. Okay, so that's just a reminder, and it is mandatory, y'all.
I'll be there too.
All right. Um. Any other reports or comments? No? Okay, that being the case, thank you all for coming tonight and being involved in the meeting and all that you do. I think we have an exciting and very active year in 2024 for fire mitigation in our town. Oh, one other thing, I did leave off this agenda that I meant to tell y'all about. There is a planning meeting on Thursday this week here that will be all of the organizations that are involved in the fire mitigation program that we have planned this summer. So it'll be CUSP, Mile High Youth Corps, certainly, you know, town, Becky will be here. Jesse Stroop is, I think, coming from a PRT perspective, also historic Green Mountain Falls property perspective. It's a noticed meeting, I think. So it's a noticed meeting. So if you want to come, it'd be a good opportunity to really learn what's going to happen this summer, who's going to be doing what areas of town are going to be worked, because that's what we're going to be talking about, is the coordination among all of the, you know, all the grant money, all of the organizations, and who's going to work where and what times and all that sort of thing. 1 o'clock,
On Thursday.
right here. It's an hour and a half. You'll get a chance to meet Adrian Knight if you have not met Adrian. Good guy. He's been a real advocate for Green Mountain Falls. And he leads the CUSP program for us. So anyway, I encourage you to be here if you can. Are you going to be here? Yeah. I thought we already did that.
When did you last like?
Well, I thought we did that in December, didn't we?
November or December, somewhere around there.
Yeah, when we submit, yeah. Oh, we did it the last
Yeah,
meeting.
it's December.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know we turned something in that had to be approved by the Board of Trustees.
We were having trouble trying to identify whose term started and ended, and it was kind of nightmarish because we had people coming in midterms and whatnot, and then we needed to do a reset. But there is a code item where annually we're supposed to elect officers in the committees. You can table it until next meeting if you.
Okay, we'll look at our
That's
minutes
what I was
and
gonna
see what we
suggest,
did.
table it.
Yeah, okay.
And
Thank you for, but I really thought we had done that.
don't remember.
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Was it, if it was in December, you're probably okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Because I thought it had to get done before the end of the year.
did you?
I don't know. We'll take it up.
You
at the
might have
next
done,
meeting.
you
Yeah,
might have done
yeah.
at the end of the, I'm sure if
Yeah.
it did at the end of.
We already decided who's what.
Okay.
I know, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
It's been decided. If we have to do the vote, that'll be easy.
Trying to keep up on code.
Yeah,
Compliance.
Okay, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's nothing else, Paul, do you think you might be able to join us Thursday, or you working during the day?
I'm working this week right up until 6 p.m., but I should be able to, I can definitely zoom in tomorrow night. Thursday, I still don't know about.
Okay, very good. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate all you do. That we're adjourning our meeting at 7:15. Wow, that was a fast one. Next meeting will be last Monday of February, and I don't have my 26th, so thank you. February 26th, we'll meet again. Thanks, everybody.
I did
Good night.
not get a reply to confirm the Zoom, but if it's not Zoom, we'll at least video it. So
Okay.
it can be viewed.
Thanks. Good night.